G'day guys, my name's Josh, you can call me JaWoodle, and welcome back to 7 days where we're back in our testing world in JaWoodle Park, because I've got a surprise for you. I've got something very special I want to show you that I'm very excited about. So this all came about because the other day I was hanging out and watching my mate Jonah Birch play his game and build some stuff, and he stumbled across a block that seemed to have some interesting properties that may well be the most OP block in the game. It does everything that we've ever wanted the block to do before, but it does it without a sniffle. There is no hiccups, no issues, no cons, no nothing to all of the pros it brings. So big thanks to him for showing it to me in the first place, but I want to go in and give it a crack and see just how good it is. Now, I'm not going to bury the lead here, make you sit through like 10 minutes of rambling to get to what the block is at the very end of the video to maximize that watch time. I'm going to tell you what the block is immediately. It's this, the scaffolding ladder, which already, just looking at it, looks like it has a lot of potential there. But this block, it's kind of amazing, all the things. I didn't realize how much I needed this block until I saw it. I'm going to show you guys what's so special about it, how I think it can work, and test out some things as well. But this one unassuming block, for the moment, is amazing until it gets patched. This feels like a throwback back to Alpha 17, back to the original JaWoodle Park way back when, building contraptions to test out block properties. It's been a long time, but it's good to be back. So I've just quickly whipped up this cheeky little killer corridor here. Not a lot to it, just a way to get zombies to path predictably and reliably, so I can test out things over here. But I wanted to quickly show you the problem that I think this block solves and why I'm so excited about it. Because for so long, me and everyone else who's trying to build bases in this game has been trying to find a block that does everything, the Goldilocks block kind of thing. Something that can let us use melee and use range in equal measure even, without any sort of impediment. So, I mean, the obvious solutions like bars or something, for example, just don't work. If you whip some bars up, even like on their sides like that make the most sense, yeah, you can shoot through it just fine. Bullets travel through, projectiles do, but melee, just not an option. Even lined up perfectly right at the guts of it, you can't waggle your stick through the gap to save your life. You gotta wait for zombies to kind of like clip through it before you can push their noses in. Which is a damn shame because bars should work, but in 7 Days World they don't. So for me, my go-to for a little while now has been these 0.05 pillars. And I'll normally like combine the two with a middle one down the bottom and then the doubly one up the top, purely to try and handle both crawlers and dogs down the bottom. They can't squeeze through them, but I can still access headshots for them, and I can actually do some melee even through the top. That's all well and good, that works fine-ish, but there's two major flaws: glancing blows, because you're normally aiming around here, and a lot of the time you will get glancing blows, same as, well, really anything really. The glancing blow mechanic does kind of frustrate me, but you get glancing blows, but also this gap is big enough that when zombies get huddled together, they can push a couple of zombies through. Not particularly ideal if you're trying to keep them at bay. Also, zombie cops, they will vomit straight through this, and bars as well. Projectiles, the vomit will just go straight through both of them, which is why this new scaffolding ladder is so important and so exciting. Just as a little tester, I've spawned in 3 cops just out there. Make sure I have their attention and get them to vomit at me if you can. Probably should have spawned in 1 at a time rather than 3, but that's alright. That's perfect. Exactly what I was waiting for. Despite having bars out the front, projectiles all work the same, so they're just going to vomit straight through it anyway. This is the same. Thank you, everyone. But if I go over behind my cheeky little construction ladders over here, my scaffolding ladders, I can sit here and they can vomit at me all they want, and the vomit doesn't go through. Now, I did some pretty extensive testing of this off camera, and lucky, occasionally one will slip through. There is a gap right in the middle, a couple of pixels wide, where if the cop is super accurate, a vomit will go through once in a blue moon. But because the vomit is so wide and this acts like a decent screen, this will catch almost all of the vomit. I say almost all, as I said, occasionally one will slip through, but for the most part, that will work absolutely perfectly. So if I quickly get rid of you, and I whack in, hang on a second, my scaffolding ladders, there you are. It's on the main menu as well, which is really bloody handy. Now, me personally, I like chucking it on the side, make it look less like a ladder and more like bars. If I chuck you in like you, and then just on the other side, I grab, if I probably do it from here, another fat cop, G'day, hot stuff, how are ya? And I just start wailing on ya. No issues. No issues at all. I can beat you to death to my heart's content. No glancing blows. No vomit in my face. What more could you want? It's so good. I've built it up just that little bit, extended the height, and also put a little zombie bonker cap on the top. Left my pillars and my bars here, mostly for posterity, because I just want to test a couple of things. I want to grab some zombie dogs, like 5 of you, and just see how you guys react to it, and if you will get pushed through. The biggest issue with those ones is smaller zombies like these will eventually get pushed through the gaps, but I mean, even with a bunch of you, still not even looking like. Let's get a whole bunch more. 10 zombie dogs. Can you stack up and see what happens? I mean, not really anything. Like, you're kind of getting a little bit through, but it just makes bonking a little bit easier. But for the most part, that's all fine. I can whack with the bat. I can whack with the bat very well, actually. If I get really close, if I get close to the edge, I can... Look at that. You're almost all the way through, but you're not coming through, which just makes killing it that much easier. So glancing blows, if I like get close to it, is a thing, but it's definitely a bigger window than, well, those ones especially. What about with the spear then? Oh, look at that though. Look how close to the edge I can get with the spear and still not get any glancing blows. Oh, the spear might be the best one. That is next bloody level. What about the sledging? Sledgy is, it's a big wide head and glancing blows are so much worse, but I can still aim in the middle and I can still hit a target. That's all good. That is exceptional. That is exceptional. Thank you very much for testing, but I want to grab also a couple of crawly boys. I want to see what happens with you, because on these ones especially, crawlers will slot through very easily like a letter. Hey, you went round the outside, you trailer park girl. That's very bloody cheeky. Alright, I didn't expect that one to happen. Turns out not building walls a bit of a problem. But yeah, with like those ones, they crawl through really easily. But you just don't. You sit right there. Thank you very much. Let's get a whole bunch of extras and see what happens with a pile up. I don't know how you're clinging onto the edge like that. That's a little bit suspect, but how you doing? Nah, you're fine? I'm actually kind of shocked at how well this is working. So far, there's no glaring flaws at all. Oh, I just kind of did this by accident. I didn't even realize what I was doing. I can grab loot through there as well. You can interact with things through the bars. I mean, with these ones you could if you got the right angle. With the bars, you definitely couldn't. Like if I just chuck a block on the other side at all, any sort of block will do. Thank you. And I want to spawn a loot drop onto you. Although I don't really remember what it's called. Can I just spawn like a loot bag? Not out of you. Hold on a second. If I get a loot bag onto you, if that's an easier way, if I just get like a chest, any chest, that chest, sure, and I whack you on the other side of the bars, I can't interact with that. I can't press E on that box and touch things on the other side of the bars, but on you, I can. Just like that. Just like that. That makes things so much better. So if you had these bars anywhere in a base, really, say you had like a generator or a button or, oh my god, or, hold on a second, or a turret, if I grab you and I chuck you there, I can chuck ammo in a turret on the other side of the bars. Things you wouldn't think you'd wish for, but I definitely have been. Can't do it on the bars, can do it on the, what are you called again? The structural ladder? No, the scaffolding ladder. It's so new to me, I don't remember the freaking name of it. Scaffolding ladder is OP. Scaffolding ladder is OP. I didn't even know I needed this, but that's so freaking good. Yeah, I was remembering correctly, you can reach through and interact on the pillars, not the bars. But the problem with the pillars was mainly that it was porous. It was porous to zombies and they could get pushed through and actually come and attack you in your base, which is probably not a great thing to be happening in a zombie apocalypse. So even though interaction was there, zombie penetration was also there. So, all right, fair enough. That's why I kept these things here for that extra bit of testing. But one thing that you might be concerned about, don't blame you, is it is made out of a ladder. I can climb ladders, zombies can climb ladders. So if I'm on this side, I can go up and down like a regular ladder can. But no need to worry, because the way that zombie ladders, the regular ladders work in 7 days is it's actually the space that the ladder takes up that is the ladder block. So on this side, it's where this red is, and on the other side over here, the zombies actually don't have anywhere that they can climb. This is unclimbable on this side. I'm not really sure how those zombies were glitching across and getting over to here, but I'm just gonna put a wall there, then they definitely can't anymore, like you and like you. But yeah, not climbable, definitely protecting. It's really good. It's looking really good at the moment. I couldn't help myself. It really is old school WOODLE Park now. I have like some railings on a platform to stop my own Muppetry falling off the side. But what else we need to test with this? We've tested zombie cop vomit. That doesn't get through. Well, most of the time doesn't get through. Occasionally will, but once in a blue moon or a red moon, it actually isn't that much of a problem. We can melee through it. We can spear through it. Spears are really good for it. We can shoot through it. What about like grenades? If I grab you, oh, I'm not confident with Molotovs. We'll give you a go anyway. So if I grab both of you, can I, don't know why I had to pull the pin for it, but you can, so you can just lob grenades through. I wonder how forgiving you are. You're pretty good on that side. Oh, it does like kind of bounce around a little bit. As long as you're aiming down the guts and it looks fine there. Just pop you over the edge. You can drop that right in the feet of a zombie. And that is gone. You couldn't do this on bars? No, you couldn't do this on bars at all. Don't know why bars are not permeable at all, but they're definitely not. You could do it over on these ones. Yeah, that's all fine, but you know what? There's other problems with that one. What about Molotovs then? You know what? Let's light it. Let's light it and see. Go along. Oh, no, it doesn't want to. Okay, what about a less lit one? Well, that one went... What? That one went through perfectly. I'll take you back again. Is there like a sweet spot for this then, or just... Oh, it kind of dinks around. Okay, so Molotovs are a bit more difficult. I wouldn't trust myself with this even if I could throw myself through them. Yeah, okay, mollies might be asking a bit too much, but grenades are fine. Look at that, straight through the guts. Well, how's this then? I'm gonna use my scaffolding ladders as ladders to quickly bang up some access up to the top up here. Yes, I know I can fly, but I think that looks kind of nice anyway. The scaffold ladders actually look really usable and really good about it. And I want to quickly bang you like that. If I put like a little kind of canopy over the top, because I do know that they will go through. If I get the zombies down below me, hang on a second, let's just get a couple of testing Arlenes, the old fashioned. We're back in original WOODLE Park with our original tester. Arles, if you wouldn't mind, can you get up here, please? Get 10 of you. You're going to be hot to trot to come and try and join me directly below. Well, I can just kind of sit here. Drop a couple of grenades through, and an extra one. Catch us all later. That's too good, dude. That's too good. This is what all of the bars should be like. This is what the pillars should be like. This is what the bars should be like. This is going to get nerfed, and I'm really sad about it because it's doing too many of the things that we want it to do, so it's got to have a lot of these capabilities taken away. I'm worried that it's going to end up like the bars with no penetration ability, which would suck. But right now, how can you not smile? How can you not smile when you got all of this going on? In fact, I wonder, do Molotovs get chain reacted? Oh, geez, that went right off to the side. Hang on a second. And the Molotovs are just a little bit bigger. There we go. There's one right where I want it to be. The grenades are definitely the way. In fact, what about like pipe bombs? If I get a couple of you as well. Pipe bomb. That goes straight through too. No worries there. Right down to the guts. Does that set fire to you? Oh, geez. That was a bit of a bigger boom than I was anticipating. There's now shrapnel of zombies down there. This is great. So this could be like, as a grenade shoots, so good. I'm normally trying to build like air ducts and things to ping some grenades around and get them where I need them to be. Why do that when I can just go like that? And that's so much easier. That's so much easier, dude. Plus, if I really need to, I can just go like that. Whoever needs a canopy when you can just put it through the bars easily. And I can grab stuff through it as well. This is so good. I'm trying to think of what might be the limitation here. Like, where does the goodness end and where does it start being a liability as opposed to just a boon? Like, what's the catch-22? Where do the problems begin when you're trying to build something out of this? So what if I'm going to try to just build it the normal way, like a regular ladder would be, and see if that has any issues with it. I'm not confident there will be one, but so good that I can just shoot through there as well with no issues. I'm not confident there will be any big problems, but we're going to go anyway. Bunch of Arlenes. You want to come up here, please? I'm going to go... I'll stick with the bat for now. Oh, they're also... Note they're full HP blocks as well. They're full 5,000. As strong as a regular block. That's 5,000. You're 5,000. There's no damage buffs to them. There's no weaknesses to them. I can still whip through there perfectly. Can I still, like, drop a grenade on the other side? Like you, I do get clattered if I get too close, but that's just normal with their extendo hands. That's all fine. I don't think there's a problem. And also, they're still not climbing. Still can't climb, still can't do anything because they're not on the actual ladder block area. I can't think of any downsides. There's got to be a downside, surely. There has to be something that isn't perfect about this because I'm about to use this in everything. This is going to be my go-to block for everything from now on until it gets taken away from me. Not that I think this is going to cause any issues, but we have to test it anyway. Got to do our due diligence. Chuck you like that. Just want to make sure that turrets will work the same as well. Quickly whip in a couple of batteries. Wire up you. And you ready for one of my favorite things about Alpha 21? There's a wire. No longer a wire. Invisible wires when you're not holding the wire tool, so you can see how it's wired, then you don't have that black spaghetti hanging about in your ceilings anymore. That new turret noise is weird, but that's okay. Give me some cheeky 9mm. Whack you in like that. Lock the ammo. And let's get a couple of zombies coming up. Owls, if you want to do the honors for me. Cheers, big ears. Get a couple more too. It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't even care. It's locking onto noggins through the bars and doing its thing. So I can stand here, not lift a finger, and watch the zombies die in front of me. And just occasionally whip a grenade or two at them. I'm pretty happy about this. This is what all these bars should be like. This is what these should be like. It's what those should be like. It's what these should be like. Everything should have these same properties. It's dumb that they don't. I didn't even realize that because I've got these ladders like this. Now this would be dumb because obviously when you get right up and like into the block, the zombies can clatter you. So it would be dumb to do, but I didn't even really need to build those ladders on the side. I could just go like that and I could get straight up on top and really streamline the process. Again, not really how I would do it, but at least it's an option. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to test. Anything else I need to run by this before I rubber stamp this and say that it's absolutely WOODLE Park approved. I don't know. I can't think of any glaring omissions that I haven't thought of. It's all just good. You know what else as well? I really like that it looks like shutters. I mean, there's now shutters in the game. There's, they're probably gonna be death blocks or something. No, what are they gonna be called? They're like the security doors. Maybe that's what they're called actually. Security. Yeah, these things, security gates. So it looks like those, but is way more usable. So if I have you like that, I mean, yeah, I can like open it up and stuff like that, which actually kind of suits the motif spectacularly well, if I don't say so myself. But it looks like a bigger, thicker, chunkier, thicker with 17 Cs, like it's Loza the Zombie, like a thicker version of you. That's really good. I'm beside myself with this. I wouldn't even think, I'll test it anyway, I wouldn't even think that you'd need to double up on this either, but it's always kind of good practice to have 2 layers of fortifications. I'm going to build them in the same orientation as the first one, so yet again the climbing side is on this side, so I can get up on the roof of one, but more importantly, I can keep the zombies from climbing if they do get through that first rung. Which actually, hang on a second, I wonder, if I go like this and I start beating you down, if I do some damage to you, can I do repairs through that? I should be able to, and yes, I bloody can too. That is outstanding. Well, I don't think there's really much more to test with it. I might just quickly chuck a couple of hordes at it because I do get asked a lot with these things, like if the zombies will react the same during a horde as they do in testing. Zombies use the same AI regardless of, the same pathing AI regardless of time of day. All that's different in Horde is that they always know where you are and they run a bit faster, but the way they path, the way they think is always the same anyway. So let's just grab you. Let's go Horde Night right about there ought to do it. Should be some zombies wandering in from somewhere. There's the red moon. There's the zombies. That's all looking nice and good. Turn on the headlights so we can see. Get our trusty spear out and just get ready for them. So run over. I can stab right through. Excuse me there, champion. Can I just grab that loot off you there if I could, please? There we go. I can loot the bodies, take their possessions, and then take their lives. They're all, I mean, they're scratching the same. I'm gonna wait for more zombies to build up to see if they can kind of get glitchy with it, but I doubt they're going to. I'm happy just to sit here and watch them until, well, until the moon comes and goes, but this is all looking good so far. I've been sitting here for a little bit just watching and waiting, keeping the blocks in good working order, just to see if anyone has any issues, and so far, absolutely none. I'll chuck a couple of zombie dogs into the mix just to see if that's not gonna work the way I want it to as well, but I doubt there's going to be problems, but adding some varying height is never a bad idea to get some interesting results. But that's the first kind of interesting result. They're trying to go through the side because in their minds, there's now two 5,000 health blocks between me and them this way, but only one from that way. I might even just like chuck a couple of you in then to make sure they don't accidentally come through the sides. I'm not paying attention, but that's all looking fine, that's all looking good. No issues, they're crawling, they're trying to get through, but they're not getting pushed through. And what's also important to note, there's no cheese here. You know, they're not attacking the block. It's still a blockade that they're trying to tunnel through the way the game is intended to happen. But I mean, it's all good. It's all gravy. As long as I keep the blocks repaired and everything going, what's there to worry about? I can kill, I can loot, I can stay safe. It's all peachy. There's too many zombies piled up there, and I like chain reaction explosions too much to not. So I'm gonna quickly jump on top, whack a couple of grenades down there, get a nice little cluster, pop the pin, walk on back, and catch us all later. It makes my heart smile every time that happens. Take all the loot again. This is ridiculously OP. This is like the new god tier block for base building. I can't think of anything that does anything better than this, plus the fact that it's cop vomit proof as well. Well, mostly cop vomit proof. That was really the main issues. That and the crawlers getting pushed through were the things I'm mostly worried about during hordes, but doubling up, they still can't actually reach me. I'm basically licking their eyelids and I'm still nice and fine. That's it. That's it. This block is the best. This is the best block for base building. Confirmed. I love it. It brings the best of all the worlds. Like with the pillars and stuff, if you put them vertically, so there was just like 11sies, there was two lines got up and down, the zombies can path straight through it. But now having it horizontal means you get crawlers through, and the bars are the worst. There's no penetration there at all. But because that has both horizontal and vertical aspects, it's getting everything that was good about that. That was the previous best one that I could think of. Everything that was good and made it better, like it's a goddamn Beatles song. There's only really one thing left that I think I need to try. I'm gonna quickly get rid of you, because I wonder, could this be used as a pathing option? If I go like you, get a couple of slats across, that'll do nicely. Get a couple, get a couple of Arlenes. Give myself a little window to aim through to chuck you down. Arlene, come up here, please. Do you see that as an option? Do you see that as a path? No. So you could potentially use it as a force field. The zombies won't walk across it, but I definitely can. If I go like this. I mean, yeah, you can. It's a little bit bumpy, which is why I use those double blocks stacked on top of each other. Yeah, you don't like it. Don't like it at all, do you? But you also don't fall through it. All right, thanks for that one. Thank you very much. I think that's everything. I think I've ticked all the boxes and tested all the boxes, and it's come up trumps on every single one. There is no obvious flaw that I can think of at all. It's a cheap block. It's an easy block to find. It's a strong block. It gives you all the reach-through powers that you need to interact with boxes or turrets or loot bags. You can melee through it. You can range through it. I don't think there's a downside. I don't think there's a downside, which means it will absolutely get nerfed at some point soon. So go and enjoy this block for your base building before it's gone. But for like either a zombie blockade like this, an outer wall, if you want to like, you know, if you think like the clock tower series, if you were building an outer wall like that and you needed something to keep the zombies at bay but still fight through it, perfect. You can still whip your sword out or whatever you've got and start stabbing through to your heart's content with no repercussions. You're fine, especially if you double up like this. You can be right here staring them right in their beady zombified eyes and they can't do dick all about it. I am stoked. I'm stoked with how good this block is. I'll be using it forever until it's patched out of existence, but that's okay. Then I'll find something else, but that's is fantastic. Once again, a big thank you to Jonah Birch for showing me this in the first place. It is out freaking standing. So good. So freaking good. So I'm gonna have to leave this episode here and go build lots of bases using the new scaffolding ladder because I love it just so much. But also come back and continue to find ways to play this game in maybe not the intended way in another episode, because this episode is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to the patrons of Patreon who made this episode possible. If you liked, make sure you hit the like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter. If I don't talk to you there first, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.